Hey there again, welcome back to my channel. This is e-learning with Erica and I am Erica. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at a shortcut sequence that I created that is custom because someone asked me a specific question regarding how to study with someone who is visually impaired and does not know Braille. Yes, there are tons of options, especially as it relates to applications that are already on the market, like Seeing AI, Envision, you name it. I wanted to create something custom to help this person because what they need is to take in information, so paragraph and questions, and then provide an answer, and then have the answer ready for the study session. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is a folder that I created called Study, and this is a widget. So this is a shortcut widget. I'm going to tap on it, and it reveals the sequence that I created. It has 3 different shortcuts that rely on each other. Well, these 2 rely on each other. Actually, there are 4, but these 2 kind of depend on one another, whereas this one is optional for additional study and review. So let's start by tapping on the Q&A dictation. Before I do that, I want to state that I had to go into the Notes app on iOS, create a note. I chose to create a folder, actually. That way, all of the different lessons will go into one folder. But I created a note, and it is attached to the shortcut. That way, every time they run it, they provide information, it'll save to the Notes app. Now, when I tap on the Q&A shortcut, it will prompt me to tap on a picture. So if you are the person providing the study materials, you can maybe take a screenshot and send a text, and then the student can save it to their Photos app on iOS. So let's go ahead and get started. Tap on it. I'm going to tap on a sample worksheet here, and then tap Add.
Name, grade, Dan and his cat. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cap. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. Questions. 1. Who has a pet cat? 2. What is his pet's name? 3. Where does Pat nap?
Dan, new line. Pat, new line. Mat.
Your answer was Dan, Pat, Mat. Are you ready to email your answers?
Yes. So there you have it. That's step 1. Now, when we go back to our shortcut widget, so the shortcut read the answers back. Now we're going to go to study questions.
Study questions and answers. Name, grade, Dan and his cat. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cap. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. Questions. 1. Who has a pet cat? 2. What is his pet's name? 3. Where does Pat nap? My answer, Dan, Pat, Mat.
Okay, so it just reviews what we already went over. Tapping it again, this is optional. The way I set it up is to look for anything in the Notes app with the word study in it. So here you can customize it. So if you are studying world history, for example, you can program it, or I guess you can enter the information that will only pull world history notes. Called listen paragraph. And when you tap on it, it prompts you to pick an image. Tap the image and then add.
Name, grade, Dan and his cat. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cap. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. Questions. 1. Who has a pet cat? 2. What is his pet's name? 3. Where does Pat nap?
Okay, so that is the official sequence. Again, the first shortcut is the one you would use to import or bring in a photo from the photo gallery on iOS. Once it's in, it will read the information off of the photo or the image, and then it prompts you to provide an answer. If you want to pre-study, you can just use the last one, or you can say preview the information. You can use the last one, tap on that, listen to it a few times, and then you can move on to the Q&A. That way you can provide the correct answers. And then lastly, if you want to hear the answers that you provided, you will tap on the study questions shortcut. So now we're going to look at the elements of each shortcut. I won't go into depth and just like basically build it with you. I'll just review what is in each piece. Here we are going to go to the folder I created called Study. And then we'll start with the Q&A. And as you see, we started with select photos, extract from text from photos. And see here, when you use the down arrow with the select photos, you can include all and select multiple. Next, extract text from photos, and then speak text from image, prompts the dictate text. And then when we created the note, or we have the action for create note, study questions and answers, I typed that in so it would paste into the note. And then text from image, my answer, dictated text in the study folder. Then where it says speak, it says your answer was, and then I inserted the dictated text action. And then next it says, are you ready to email your answers? Then dictate text. If dictated text is yes, then we will run the second part that I'm going to show you. Send answers via email to tutor or teacher. And then otherwise, if dictated text is no, then it'll do nothing. So that ends that one. Let's go to the email. This one's called send answer. You can call it whatever you want. Find all notes. You can sort it by last modified date, and then the order is latest to first. You can limit them. It's optional. I just said one item, but you can also use multiple items. And then send note to, and then you would put in the person's email address as study answers. So that's how that one was built. And then let's go back to our folder. Here we have the study questions. Find all note where. So this is the one that helps you to review. Name contains study. So I typed the word study. You can put whatever you want into it. You can sort by name, order Z to A to Z. It just depends. You can limit it if you want. And then lastly, the speak action, and then the note that you want read. And now going back, we have the listen. And this one's kind of short. It's just select photos. It'll prompt you to tap on a photo. It says extract text from photos, and then speak text from image. Another option is you can build the shortcut for selecting a photo, extracting text, speaking, recording audio, and creating a note. So let's go ahead and run it. Select the photo.
Name, grade, Dan and his cat. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cap. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. Questions. 1. Who has a pet cat? 2. What is his pet's name? 3. Where does Pat nap?
So we tap on the screen, or we can have it just automate to, or automatically come up, but we're going to tap on the screen. Dan is the person with the cat. The cat is named Pat, and Pat sleeps on a mat. And then when we go to our notes, we go to create a note from today. And of course, we can build it to have a certain name, but it shows the date and time that it was modified. Has all of the questions here, and then when I tap on play, Dan is the person with the cat. The cat is named Pat, and Pat sleeps on a mat. Okay, so that gives you a full audio version of the answers that you can use for studying. Here's another option. In the Photos app, if you save the photo, even if you pull it up from the text message, you can use a voiceover. So I turned voiceover on. Turn on voiceover.
Okay, I've turned voiceover on.
And now that it's on,
Photos. Back. Button.
I can swipe through, or I can tap on the middle of the screen.
Photo. Date. July 4th. Time. 8:10 p.m. Liftable subject available. Actions available. An illustration of two children sitting at a table with food items and text. Name. Grade. Dan and his cat. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cat. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. Questions. 1. Who has a pet cat? 2. What is his pet's name? 3. Where does Pat nap?
Okay, so VoiceOver can read it. And what I can do now is ask SIRI. I don't want to set my phone off. But I can ask it to write down my answers. So I can press and hold the side button and say, take a note.
What do you want it to say?
Dan owns the cat, period. Pat is the cat's name, period. The cat sleeps on a mat.
Okay, I've created your note. It's called Dan owns the cat. Pat is the cat's name. The cat sleeps on a mat.
And you also have the option of using a voice memo. So you can say, begin a voice memo.
ChatGPT. Ask anything. Button. Swipe up or down to select a custom action. Then double tap to activate.
Dan is the owner of the cat. The cat is named Pat. And Pat sleeps on a mat. And that pressing and holding the side I found stops it, but it's kind of hard to use prompts to stop. You can also build a shortcut
ChatGPT. Ask anything. Button.
for that. So
Swipe up or down to select a custom action. Then double tap to activate.
Now I can play the last voice recording. Play recent voice memo.
ChatGPT. Ask anything. Button. Swipe up or down to select a custom action. Then double tap to activate.
Dan is the owner of the cat. The cat is named Pat, and Pat sleeps on a mat. Okay, so that's one way to do it, or you can go directly to the Voice Memos app and record it without all the interference of VoiceOver. I'm providing multiple options here. Another app free on the App Store is Envision. You can use it with VoiceOver as well. But if you use it without, all you have to do, well, either way, with or without, all you have to do here is import an image. From there,
Description. The image features a worksheet with a cute cartoon character named Dan, who is a cat. The worksheet is designed to teach children about Dan and his cat, with a focus on the cat's name, Pat. The worksheet includes a series of questions and statements about Dan and Pat, such as who has a pet cat, and what is Pat's name. The questions are designed to help children learn about Dan and his cat, and to encourage them to think about the characteristics of pets. Detected text. Name. Grade. Dan and his cat. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cat. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. Questions. 1. Who has a pet cat? 2. What is his pet's name? 3. Where does Pat nap?
so there you have the option of listening to the information. And if you want to replay it, you can play and pause.
Description. The image features.
Okay, so this actually uses AI to analyze the worksheet itself, as well as provide the text that was detected. Also in the Envision app, you have the Envision library. You can import longer PDFs. So if you decide to do that, then of course your student can listen to different portions of the PDF or the lesson. For example, I found this packet for summer work online on ps305.com. And when I tap on import file, I can import it. Tap on import file, import files. It goes into the files app.
FRST grade, summer, packet. Summer second bingo. Read a story and describe the setting. Choose eye of your I spy go on a hunt act vittles an. Steps to building a.
So here it's auto reads. You don't have to do that. You can, when it uploads, you can actually have it to, wait for you to press the play button. I have it on auto though. But you see that it has some mistakes. You can rescan the page to see if it'll gather, if it'll do better. So let's see.
FRST grade, summer, packet. Summer 2, second bingo. Read a story and describe. Write about your favorite. Choose I of. Complete 1. Your eye. Spy active. Udison, summer make. Me feel. www.
So as you see, it's kind of hit or miss when it comes to scanning using OCR. So, I feel like the shortcuts and the extract from photo does a better job, but it just depends on what the document is. This one has, quite a few images on it. So I'm going to show you on this phone. So this one has images and the text is kind of, difficult. So that could be one of the issues as well. But in the meantime, this is still yet another option. There is another option called Seeing AI. So just like Envision, it also allows you to import PDFs and images. And both, by the way, I didn't share this earlier, but both allow you to scan documents. So if you have a paper document, you can just hover over.
Past Valport. After sale service 1. Image,
reading.
text, and video using guide to customer service consultation 24H plus 7 days 3 product problem. Worry-free exchange in 1 year damage and missing accessories and others. Just follow the steps. Take photos or video of product problem. B. Contact us. Support at valport.com. Website.
Okay, so once it reads the scanned image, you can then go in and
read.
Here, I can take a picture instead of auto reading. So when I have my image, I'm just using this as an example. I can take a picture.
Processing.
And now it uses OCR to extract the text.
Past Valport. After sale service 1. Image, text, and video using guide.
Okay, so it allows you to go through.
Just
and you can
follow
skip
the
through
steps.
a document.
Take photo.
And if you want to share, you can also share the text from what you scanned. You can share it in the notes or you can text it to people, whatever you want to do there. Yet another option includes using the Notes app on its own. And it also has some of the built-in features that we've explored. When you open up the Notes app, you can go to the paperclip here. And here you can also, if you have paper versions of text, you can use the app to scan the text off of it. So here, you see here, you can insert it. And it kind of dropped it in there anyway. So that's one thing you can do and you can use. And after scanning the text, you can use Speak Screen. So I'm going to turn that on.
And video using guide. 2. Customer service consultation 24H plus 7 days. 3 product problem. Worry-free exchange in 1 year.
So again, yet another option. We have so many. I'm just trying to share all of the different options you have in this one video. But if you are the person who is sending the document and you don't want to use maybe a PDF or a PNG, you can actually use your device with a free application to scan the text. That way you can email it to them, you can text it to them, etc. So let's show how that works.
Just follow the steps. A. Take photos or video of product problem. B. Contact us. Support at volport.com. Website www.volport.com.
So here I use the app called Lookout. You can do the same thing as you can on iOS. You can also access the same applications such as Envision and Seeing AI on an Android device. So you can use those to scan the documents and send them to your student as well. Another method. Yes, you can use ChatGPT. I don't have the Plus version on this phone. I have it on my other phone. But what can be done is you can upload the worksheet or worksheets, and then you can ask it to take the text off of the worksheet. So I'm going to provide the text off of the worksheet OCR. And you can also ask it to describe the image on there too. So as you see, it says, let me know if you need a different format, so you can download it as a Word doc or editable text or a worksheet. But we're going from a worksheet, so we're okay with that. And from there, you can just tap on copy, and then you can text it or email it. I can ask follow-up questions, so your student can do this as well. You can say, describe the images on the worksheet. And all of this can be automated through shortcuts as well. But if you want to go directly to ChatGPT, this is what you have available with the free version. And so it's telling you the worksheet includes 2 cartoon style images. Near the bottom right, a young boy. He has light skin, short brown hair, smiling, appears to be reaching out happily toward a cat. So it explains the little boy's appearance, the cat's appearance, and it talks about the images visually supporting the story Dan and his cat. You also have the option of using a Bluetooth keyboard, so you can find any keyboard anywhere they sell electronics. So I bought that keyboard off of Amazon, and so did I buy this one, but this one's connected to the phone, so I'll use it for the example. But if you are using VoiceOver, for example, turn on VoiceOver.
Okay, I've turned VoiceOver on.
Now we can
Notes.
use the keyboard to type our answers and to navigate. So here.
Note, name, grade. Dan and his cat. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cat. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. Questions. 1. Who has a pet cat? 2. What is his pet's name? 3. Where does Pat nap? Text field. Double tap to edit.
So all we have to do now is we can write our answers in. It's asking for the name.
E-R-I-C-K-A. Erica.
And then I can go down to my grade.
Grade colon.
I'm in 3rd grade.
3. New line. Dan and his cat. New line. Dan has a pet cat. The cat's name is Pat. Pat has a cat. It naps on the mat. Oh, how Dan loves his cat Pat. New line. Questions colon. 1. Who has a pet cat? Not bold. System font regular. Indentation level 1.
So it's asking who has a pet cat. I can type in Dan.
Cat D. A. N.
All right, and now go to the next
2.
question.
What is his pet's name? Question mark. E. Question mark. Space.
His pet's name is Pat.
Cat P. A. T.
So as you see, I'm able to use a Bluetooth keyboard to write my answers in, and I can navigate to review my answers as well. So that is it for now. We have a lot of solutions for someone who does not read Braille or write Braille. I'm sure I'll come up with some more, but I think this video is long enough now. Please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts regarding the strategies I shared, or if you have any additional questions. Make sure to like this video, make sure to share this video, and make sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.